Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Code with AJ. In today's video, we'll be discussing about the modification of programming, and if you haven't already, go check out my previous video on the introduction to coding. So let's jump right in. A simple program can be modified many times, and with many modifications, it turns into spaghetti programming, meaning that it can be hard to follow or even know how the program works anymore. 3 things to follow are understanding how the program works, planning ahead and keeping things organized, and use structured programming. So usually multiple people work on the same program, and because of this problem, computer scientists created techniques to help programmers. And here are the 3 techniques that programmers use up till this date. Sequences equals lists of commands that the computer follows one after another. A real-life example is planning out what places you want to visit when you're on vacation. Branches means that it gives an opportunity for the computer to choose which group of commands it wants to follow using a condition. And loops are commands that are run over again and again. So, in a loop. It is also a command that identifies the amount of times a loop should run, like 1 or 2 times, or even infinity. Here's a sequence, so it starts and it ends here with the statements in between. Here's a branch. So I'm listening to a song, and then it requests, do I want to listen to a song again? If I say no, then it'll quit the program. If I say yes, it'll loop back to me listening to the song. It'll keep doing it the amount of times that I hit yes, and it'll stop once I hit no. Top-down programming. This helps with bigger programs where it's been broken down for it to perform something specific. The top would be the main task you want the program to solve, and the rest would be the uses of sequences, branches, or loops. Event-driven programming is something that the user does, and short programs can be written in response to what the user can do. For example, the click of a button or a drop-down bar. The creation of the small program for that event equals an event handler. That's what it means. It helps with designing user interface because there's no commands written. And the list of how it works is you design the user interface, you write the event handler for the user interface to function, and then you write the actual program. Object-oriented programming. This helps with the actual writing part, sometimes especially with structured programming where it divides the program into smaller, manageable pieces, can take you in the depths of an ocean. The more dividing, the harder it'll get to understand the bigger picture of what you're actually trying to solve. Therefore, object-oriented programming solves the reusability and modeling problems. The difference between structured and object is that in structured programming, you use subprograms, and in object, you reuse objects that allows you to work on a larger scale because the objects carry smaller programs. Object-oriented programming is able to combine the data and commands into one single object. In addition, object-oriented programming makes it easier to modify because of inheritance, which is the 3rd thing. Just like how copying a friend's homework is easier, programmers find it manageable to reuse an already made program. But the problem is, after modifications, it gets confusing which subprogram is the original or copied. And with inheritance, you only have one copy of a subprogram at all times. So if you find an error in a subprogram, you can just fix it within the original subprogram. So today we talked about the methods, modifications, and functions when programming. Thank you for following along this journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video.